Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another Living with a Toy Collector. It is Anna Chaos. And today I'm going to bring to you one of my other treasures. I'm going to show you guys, in my last video was Sergeant Cahoon. Again, I am not very big into dolls, but once in a while I find one that I really want, and I will get it. And unfortunately for this one, this is technically a set of 3 as far as I'm tracking. That was the most predominant one. But at the time I only could afford one, so I only got the one that I really wanted. And I'm talking about the Tim Burton's Jun Planning Japanese variant of the Tim Burton's Corpse Bride, and here is the Emely doll. I gotta tell you, I got this a long time ago. I don't even remember where I was when I bought her, but I saw her, I wanted it, and I got it. And I even looked around the box to see how much it was, and I don't see any stickers on it, so I probably bought this at a convention. Excuse me. And I did go online and I tried to find what was the pricing around the time. So for a 17-inch doll like this, this is like 2005, this was around $100 between. So around the time it was between $75 to $100 per doll. And because she was such a popular thing and it was Tim Burton, so you can imagine I probably paid a little bit more at the time, probably close to like 120, 125. But I've had her ever since, and I take really good care of her. Now, the really cool part about this is, just like the Sergeant Cahoon, I am able to pull her out without damaging the packaging. So I'll do my best to pull it out for you. Again, this is one of those figures I don't manhandle very much, but I will pull it out just for documentation purposes. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Corpse Bride figures. All right, so the first thing I'm going to say about, if you want to try to get into the Corpse Bride collecting, know that one, they made a ton of different variations of these dolls. Jun Planning, so I have one set. Apparently there was an adjacent set that came out. This is the Japanese import. I guess there was another release that came to the States. And then you also have one by McFarlane Toys that doesn't look as good as this one. And I can just pretty much go ahead and walk you through those. So here is the one, the originals, they call it original Jun Planning. And as you can see, here is the dolls, and they look pretty similar, has the same mold, except that these actually have accessories. The doll that I have doesn't have any accessories. This one is assembled to a bench, and this one came with a little dog. The doll that I have doesn't come with that, but this one, if you got the set, you can go ahead and you can have the characters sit together, and they pretty much have a really nice, memorable moment. And I guess there was possibly a third doll as well with the little kids and stuff. So this was the full set. This person's asking for $3,800. I'm not sure if that's fair value, but it is to somebody else out there because there's 6 people that has this on their cart. Now, there are several versions that I tracked online. As you can see at the time, they range anywhere between $95 to $168 for the Japanese. But some of these are for the doll sets themselves, not just the doll by itself. But this is the one that I have, and this one right here is ranging, they're asking for $1,000, which I'm freaking blown away by that myself. And you can see they even have, there's another one that has the 2 characters right here. It's like they're like underneath a tree. But there is a lot of variations. So when you try to get the Corpse Bride dolls, understand that not all of them are worth the same. And so here is the set that this one belonged to. There's Victor, and there's Victoria right there. That's the original bride. And apparently there is one more variation where she is in her actual bride's costume. So there's technically about 4 variations on these characters. But she's the one that I wanted the most because it's such a tragic story. And I just really love her character and how sweet she is and all that stuff. So I really liked her better. There is the McFarlane one. Here it is. This one is pretty much ranging from about $140. If you want something that is Corpse Bride but it's a little more affordable, this might be a better option, but it's not the Japanese imports that were made. And then this one right here is, so this is from the, I believe this is a McFarlane. Yeah, this looks like the McFarlane boxing, where they actually have the figures and they actually provide more characters than, oh, this is all the pictures of the back. Do they know this? Okay. So you can see then they got the skeletons and they got some of the other characters that you would not get otherwise in with the Japanese ones. But these are solid plastic. They're not really, maybe the Corpse Brides, her dress might not be plastic, but the rest of them are pretty much solid. Now I have a really paranoid experience with McFarlane toys, especially this was like a big thing back then. You knew it was McFarlane because they all shared this type of boxing, and they look great in the box. The second you took them out of the box, they like the quality control was not there, characters would snap. So I personally, I do not trust any McFarlane toys of the era. If you do get them, they look great in the box. Do not remove them out of the box. That's just my personal experience. So with that, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this Corpse Bride doll. Let's take a look. All right, so let's take a closer look. And like I said, I'll do my best to try to pull her out of her case. And you can see there's the dress. It comes with a bouquet. And they just did a really beautiful job with this maquette. This right here is where the pricing used to be. I pretty much got rid of that as best as I could. The box is pretty much in really good condition. Obviously, it's going to have some minor wear and tear. But it also have these punch-out butterflies, which is really pretty. And then back here, it has the back of the box where it pretty much tells you, you know, the collection's doll by Tim Burton. And then it pretty much goes through a little bit about the story. And then obviously the warning signs. Jun Planning ink. And it's got all that cool stuff back here. And on one side it has one butterfly, but on the other side it has two butterflies. And then the bottom of the box, nothing special. And you can see right there is the bottom of the box. So even though it's Japanese, this is made in China. So I wonder if it's the box made in China or the doll made in China. But Japan always makes really cool stuff. So I need to pretty much pause for a moment so I can take her out of the box so we can take a closer look. All right, so here she is now. She literally slides off from the bottom, so it's pretty easy to take out. Unfortunately, the interior, no matter what you do, these bend. But again, she is still immaculate in the box, or outside of the box, or pretty much holding on. You know what I meant. There is the little bouquet back there, so I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit so you can see that right there. And then there is the Emely doll. You can see there are articulations in certain points in the shoulder. There's the dress. You can see the little rib cage. She did such a beautiful job with this. You can see this articulation on the elbow. There is articulation on the wrist, which you can see right here on the other side of her arm. And then if you go right down here, you can see there's articulation in the knees. And then they even got like the droopy flesh and the shoes. Now her wedding dress is back there. It's kind of bulged up. Again, I refuse to take her fully off the packaging because again it will be a nightmare to try to put her back, so just kind of leave her alone. And you know, this figure is literally 20 years old, so I don't try to manhandle this because again, no matter how well you take care of something, you know, I live in hot states and I will hate to accidentally snap anything off of this character, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And yes, by the way, this is actual fabric. You can see right there's the little accents that were sewn in. And again, I've never taken her off the stand right there, and they did a really nice job. Yeah, the hair is not it's not just fake hair. It looks just like the maquette, and that's what I love about this so much. So with that, guys, I appreciate you guys joining me. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the entire history of these toys. There's already other people that have done that above and beyond. One, I just want to make you aware of it. Two, I just want to show you my collection because I really enjoy sharing my collection with people and see what other folks have. And maybe they have new information I don't know about. And three, I think it's cool. I think it's just really cool. Like I said, it's a really cool doll. So if you happen to have the deep pockets to get the dolls, please do so. They're absolutely beautiful. And like I said, she is a work of art. I refuse to go any further than this just so I can enjoy the figure. So this is probably going to go back into the box, and I'm going to pretty much seal this back up so that way it doesn't get damaged. And like, again, just like my Sergeant Cahoon, this is going to be one of those dolls that once I get a really nice glass casing where it's safe, I will be displaying this doll. So, but with that, guys, I appreciate your time. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!